Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Tuesdays. Let's see. Let's take a look at the market today. DuPont Chemicals, FCX. A lot of the mining sector is doing pretty good. Material sector is doing pretty good. Healthcare is getting a relief rally for once because they've been pretty beat up for a while. Actually, everything's rallying pretty hard. Royal Caribbean as well. Strong move. Even Etsy up 4% for the day. Live entertainment. SPG getting pretty beat up today, down 4%. Everything else is up. Facebook is down a little bit. 220s hitting that key level. Google finding some support. Apple up 1%. Microsoft up 1.2%. Amazon up 2.2%. Where's Tesla? Up 1.6%. Alright, so what are you guys looking at? Apps? You got apps. FRCL, right? Big earnings for today is Chipotle, Crosshair, XPO, Lyft, Cross Airlines. Global Foundry reported sales today. Global Foundry doing pretty good, up 36% year over year. 15% margin. Has some deals with Ford and BMW. What's the outlook saying? Outlook is 1.8 to 1.88 to 1.92 for next quarter. So that's going to be a little bit better than this quarter. Looking pretty interesting. It's up a little bit at hours, 3%. Had a nice bounce off that 43 area support, 44 support. Let's check out Lyft. Long nipple hair, what's up? Going on, Kip, Young Bull. Digital Turbine. Oh God. Let's take a look. Digital Turbine, earnings per share is 49 cents as opposed to 43 cents. Sales is 375 as opposed to 353. Another great quarter. 133% increase compared to the same period last year, and 300% increase in sales compared to last year. This is phenomenally outperforming in the whole sector. The CEO says very few companies can walk and chew gum at the same time. Oh damn, you guys can hear me drinking? So this quarter they just pulled about 375 million. They said the business outlook for the fiscal 22 year revenue looking between 1.2 to 1.22 to 1.24. So say 1.24 divided by 4. That's gonna be about 310 million per quarter, give or take. Some quarter might be better than others, so it's not like the growth will continue, but it's not a more growth on top of this growth. EPS is going to be between 1.66 to 1.68, almost slowing down growth actually. So it's probably not going to run much in it. I have some shares of Digital Turbine as well. I was selling some calls on it, but I actually bought it back because I was kind of hoping they had a good beat. This $40 range was a pretty good area. I think it's a nice area in the chart too. Let me see. APPS. Oh yeah, I was hoping they would break out from 46. Oh, it's a huge M pattern here. Double M pattern. Could even come back down to $9, but I mean, it wouldn't make sense if it comes back down this far because the company's been performing really well. But who knows, man? Chipotle. Let's go. Stock split. Stock split. Chipotle did it again, man. Holy smokes. Every quarter. Bro, do you think you can turn 5K into 50K in 3 months? Document in IG. It's doable. Will require a lot of options trading. I mean, in the volatile market that we're in right now, it's probably pretty doable. CMG. Alright, let's take a look at CMG. What a monster, man. Every quarter, they continue to surprise. Oh yeah, I remember one of you guys were asking about shorting CMG, right? Yeah, you know why? You know why I don't like shorting CMG, or I wouldn't advise to really short it, is because they always increase their restaurant counts. So when the company always increased their restaurant counts, like especially in 2021, 2022, they're opening so many new restaurants that they're bound to have good sales. Their sales revenue is guaranteed to increase because they're so far their store model is just extremely successful. And I mean, anytime they open a store, people just flop to it. It's like pigeons to bread to New York, man. Holy smokes. Total revenue increased 22% to 2 billion. Comparable restaurant sales increased 15%. Digital sales grew 3.8% and accounts for 41% of their total sales. That's huge, man. 40% of their sales are like 41% of their sales are like digital over the phone. Restaurant operating margin is 20% still. It's pretty strong. Oh, EPS is a little bit lower compared to last year. The fourth quarter of 2020 included tax benefit of 377. Oh, okay. They're probably talking about the PPE or PPP. They opened 78 new restaurants already in fourth quarter. Holy smokes. That's what I was talking about, man. They always open a new restaurant. It's the best scam ever. So full year highlight, total revenue increases 26%. So as you can see, they did slow down a little bit in the fourth quarter. Comparable sale was 19% for the full year, as opposed to 15%. So we did see some slowdown there. They also grew a lot in the year, about 24% in digital sales, and accounted for 45% of the sales. And they opened about 215 restaurants for the whole year of 2021. Monster year for them. Based on the success of small town locations. Huh. Oh, wow. I wonder how many Subway restaurant there was. Like, where the Subway restaurant peaked at? Because I feel like this could potentially catch up to that. So I just Googled on Wikipedia. Subways, it was the fastest growing franchise in the world in 2015. As of June 2021, they have about 37,000 locations in more than 100 countries. Wow. Who are they owned by? The Luca family? The Mafia. Surprised they never IPO, man. They missed the opportunity to scam the market. But Chipotle said they're looking at like 7,000 locations. I think they could easily I can see Chipotle becoming the next Subways, man. It's just so so convenient and trendy for people. I don't see why not. Right, guys? What do you guys think? How do you guys feel about Subways? I mean, like Chipotle overtaking Subways and having like 37,000 stores. And that's the makes sense. I was thinking wage inflation, food price increase. That's true. That's true. But I feel like they probably increased their price too. What's up, Doughboy? Pikachu. Crosshair out yet? We'll check it out. Let's check out Crosshair. Nothing to read here. No stock splits. Why? So there was a few restaurants. I mean, there's a few stocks that I'm expecting to split sometime this year, next year. Chipotle was one of them because they're so darn expensive, you know. But dang, didn't happen. Let's look at Outlook real quick before we move on to other earnings. 2022 management is anticipating the following: first quarter comparable restaurant sales growth in the mid to high single digits. So that's a little bit lower actually, as opposed to double digits. They're looking to open between 235 to 250 restaurants. That's a lot more. So I think last quarter they opened about 70, right? They're not looking to open about 235 to 250. Sheesh. Including 5 or 10 relocations to add a Chipotlane, which assume construction and permit delays related to COVID-19 doesn't worsen. An estimate of underlying tax rate between 25 and 27%. So actually, it wasn't like it wasn't great guidance. It could have been a bearish guidance there, but the stock has also dropped a lot too. Nice move to the upside, I guess. Let's check out Crosshair. Crosshair Gaming. We up, down, no movement. Peloton. Peloton had a strong move today. We talked a little bit about on podcast how it could potentially be bought out for $40. So it got pretty close to that price. $42 was my max buyout price. So pretty close to there. CMG is pretty universe friendly. They like student clubs run fundraisers through their restaurants. Thoughts on Facebook tomorrow, close to 20 today. Pretty strong area. You know, we talked a little bit about Facebook yesterday. I like this area. I think we're at a pretty good range at 220 levels. It did close a little bit under that level, depending on how we look at it. But, you know, market's starting to turn around. If market really turns around here, I would not be surprised for Facebook to turn around as well. It's past that 3 to 5 day. Hold on, didn't pass the 5 day yet. It's past the 3 day selling period. Usually after 3 days, this is where the selling gets a little bit weaker. So we'll see. We'll see if the selling volume starts to get a little bit weaker. But I did pick up some long-term shares in one of my portfolios for around, I think around 220s or yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked it up around 220s because it's like pre-COVID levels, man. 2020 levels. This is so far down. I said to myself, like, how could I not? How could I not? You know? It's coming back to a 2-year price point. How could I not? That's like if it was 2018 and it came down to this 2016 price of $132. How could you not? You know? How could you not? Oh, man. Overstocking Uber, please. So we'll take a look at some charts later after we go through the earnings. Chipotle, not very international though. Oh, you guys haven't had Chipotle in Singapore yet? I bet you guys are looking to see what the hype is. I have not seen Chipotle in Winnipeg or Vancouver. Chipotle is not in Canada either? Oh god, so much opportunity. I bet you can't wait to see what this hype is. Yeah, I used to enjoy Subway too, man, until they caught Jerry for watching Chowborn. Just kidding. It's just like until they started exposing Subway and they said, the food wasn't that fresh. But I actually used to like the salad at Subway's because it was really hard to get salad for a while, and so Subway actually would serve you a salad for like $2 to $3. So that used to be like when I was on like super strict diet, and Subway was pretty good for that. But now a lot of Subways, they're run by like people that are like cutting corners all over the place. They're super cheap. They give you like one slice of meat and stuff. Man, it ain't even worth going to Subways. Surprised they're not dead yet. G-Man Pro, thanks for subbing a few days ago, man. Appreciate you. PayPal, same thing as Facebook, picked some position up as well. Crosshair, we did report earnings 417. EPS 35 cents as opposed to 25 cents. Sales is 510 million as opposed to 495 mil. This is a 33% decrease compared to the same period last year. 8% decrease in sales compared to last year. So despite beating the estimate, these were decreases compared to a year ago. The stock was trading around $48. Right now it's trading around $19.20. Compared to IPO price, a 2-year basis, it did have significant growth, but it's coming back down a little bit. IPO around $14. I remember when Crosshair used to be around $48. Big pump and dump. Crosshair sees full year 22 revenue at 1.9 to 2.1 billion, as opposed to 1.89 billion. Pretty interesting. Stock split. I just want to see one more stock split this quarter, man. They said full year 2021 highlights. For the full year, it was 11% increase year over year in terms of net revenue. Gamers, creator segment was 647, 20% increase. Net income was 101 compared to 103. They said after extraordinary growth in 2020 caused by gamers spending more time at home gaming and large growth in the creator economy, we are pleased to see that after lockdown and shelter at home were lifted, our 21 net revenues were about 8% of Q4 2020. Despite ongoing logistic and supply chain challenges impacting market, including the lack of ability of reasonably priced GPUs in the retail channel, we experienced healthy growth over 2020 in both our operating segments. So it did do pretty well. 2022 expecting a 1.9 to 2.1. So what was that? What did they pull this year? 1.9. So they're expecting to make the same amount of money they made this year, next year. It's pretty good. It just had a huge run for a while, so it was pulling back. But that was actually pretty decent earnings. Could be a buy the dip opportunity if we get to like if we get to IPO price, $14. Who knows? Lyft earnings. Let's check it out. Where's the Lyft earnings? Did we have XPO come out yet? I was looking for that earnings. I was pretty bullish on XPO. Because they're a logistics company. They're like a trucking company, and they're like last mile delivery also. So it's overall like a pretty interesting company, and I should have alerted play on that honestly, but I slacked on that today. Because I saw this other logistic company report last week, and they did really well. Huge move up. It was like Old Dominion Freight Line. That's also another like trucking company. I feel like so far trucking companies should be killing it. I mean, UPS is doing so good. They're looking to buy planes, man. More planes. So Lyft full year revenue 3.2 billion, grew 36% year over year. Net loss for the fiscal year 2021 significantly narrowed by over 40%. 2021 was a big year. Strong growth, 30%. Q4 was 70% increase year over year. Net loss was lighter, 258 million as opposed to 458. Yeah, Lyft is just one of those other companies that hasn't come to profitability yet. It's hard to like really be bullish on these guys. I honestly don't even know why some of these guys IPO, because I mean it's a cash grab for sure at this point. Because other than that, unless like they see profitability really soon, it's really hard to like be extremely bullish on them. So down a few percent after hours. There's good results, I guess. Compared to a year ago, it's trading at $55. 2 years ago, it was trading around 54. IPO around 87s in 2019. Just the pandemic's been tough on them. Catch up on comments. Only in Europe. Pretty sure Chipotle is in Toronto. Yo, actually, let me tell you though, honestly, I'm not too crazy about Chipotle. I mean, I live in New York, so you know, there's so much Mexican food. There's so much taco places that it's not something too crazy for me. But it is convenient. Like it is definitely easier to order at Chipotle's than ordering the Mexican restaurant, because the Mexican restaurant is always so busy, it's always popping and stuff. Whereas you go to Chipotle, it's designed for introverts, man. You everything over the app, bro. QQQ 370, can you check for me? Let's take a look at QQQ real quick. I did post an outlook on QQQ earlier this week. I think it was actually a pretty bearish outlook. QQQ is at 356. We haven't gotten into the bullish territory yet. Need to break over 360. So I don't think we're necessarily there yet. We did have a strong run today overall in the market, but we haven't necessarily gone over that bullish territory. Even then, 360 is just a quick area. Next area they need to clear is 366. Then it'll be really bullish. And after that, we could potentially see 380s. So if you're bullish, you can take a target to 365, see if that hits. If you're bearish, obviously the opposite direction, 345s. Peloton was this morning. They actually released pretty early. I can find the results for you in a little bit. Indeed. Uber is coming. I was wanting to keep the calls for ER Lotto. Yeah, Uber is tomorrow. What's up, Junk? DWAC for the win. Subway is trash. Subway is trash right now. What's up, CG2K? Hello, guys. Yes, sir. Empanada Mama, 51st and 9th. Ooh, I may have. I felt like I may have before. I do like empanadas, man. Los Tacos #1. Oh, Jersey Mike's is actually really good. I had a chance to eat at Jersey Mike's for free for a while, and and it was really good. It's really good. Let me check out XPO. Yeah, I did know a guy. So a few years ago, when Jersey Mike started expanding a lot in New Jersey and New York, right? I was in charge of like this. I was in charge of like setting up projects with them, and 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 like every time like one of the new stores open, I would stop by, say, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" And we do the walkthrough for the new store and things like that. And then they would introduce me to like the store manager and stuff, and then we always come back the next week and to get free subs. So every time they open a new store, I would go there to get free subs. It was pretty good. I remember the first one I got was the Philly cheesesteaks, and it was actually pretty decent for a Philly cheesesteak. CrossFit did give guidance. I said it before. They said they're expecting the same results that they pulled this year for next year's. So XPO, they reported the highest revenue of any quarter. Why is this up? Why isn't this up like 10% right now? Reported highest revenue of any quarter in company history. Holy smokes. This is what I was telling you guys about, man. So XPO is a diversified trucking and logistics company built mostly via acquisition until 2016. Following the third quarter 2021 spinoff as Global Contract Logistics Division, outsourced warehousing and supply chain services. XPO's portfolio reflects transportation operations, asset base, less than truckload shipping, 33% of the gross revenue. Light freight brokerage, including intermodal and trucker brokerage, is 29%. Heavy goods last mile, 8%. European truckload and LTL operations, 24%. So, very interesting company, which should be doing good, really good in this environment. They said provided 2022 guidance for adjusted EBITDA of 1.36 billion to 1.4. What did they pull this quarter? Where's this earnings at? Where are you? This quarter they pulled about 3.36. So Q4 $1.34 as opposed to 99 cents. Sales is 3.36 as opposed to 3.27. That's a top and bottom beat, 12% increase compared to the same period last year. Huh? This math doesn't make sense here. It says they only made 4.67 million last year. Nah, that's not right. They pulled some bad data. Probably 3.4 billion or something. I don't even know. They couldn't have pulled in. Oh, net income was 126 for the fourth quarter compared to 34 million. That's a strong increase there. So profit margin got really wide there for them. $155 times 4, 400, 600, 620. And they expect that to double next year? So they expect 2022 to be just as strong. 1.3 to 1.6. Year-over-year improvement more than 100 basis points. Interest rate expense of 170 to 180. Tax rate 24 to 25. EPS of 5 to 5.45. That's pretty in line with what they have right now. Right now it's like 1.34 as opposed to 1.0. Cost expenditure of 500 million. Free cash flow of 400. Expand the driver base. The company graduated approximately 900 professional drivers for its driver training school in 2021, exceeding its goal, and intends to double the number of 2021 graduates in 2022. I heard that right now the drivers for these trucking companies are so bad. It's really hard to find them. They're mostly stuck with new people. For the full year, the company reported total revenue of 12.8 billion as opposed to 10.2 for 2020. Net income 323 as opposed to net loss of 41. So kind of like that Castro marine company yesterday. Big turnaround. Huge success story here. No stock split. Up only $1.50 after hours. 64 hit 68 for a second there. 1 year, almost no growth, so no real reflection of that. The sales they've been doing, this should easily be worth 70 plus. Honestly, I'll be damned if it's not worth 70 plus tomorrow. Once people start digesting the results. Yeah, could see it come back to this MOB line around $71 area. Even below 2018 area, man. Holy smokes. 2018 support. So Will's got a little bit of support over here as well. $63 range area. Now it's above it. Has nice little double bottom. The only thing I don't like is that on the RSI is on the downside, or my RSI is going to the downside. So it's kind of signaling bearish. Same thing on the weekly as well. Setting on the weekly MOB line, so really need to be above that. Above 65, above 66, we should move up. I think $70 should be easy target. 71. After that would be 76. After pretty good earnings like that. Not related to earnings, but what's your take on Facebook? Is it good to buy option leaps? Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. Because I mean, on a technical basis, it looks pretty interesting. There's a lot of noise on the fundamental side though, so it's all speculative there. But on the technical side, I really don't see why not. I picked up some shares. I think they took a beating last year because their sales has slowed down a little bit. I mean last quarter they took a beating last quarter because their sales slowed down a little bit. It's pretty weird. The market cap is significantly below the enterprise. I have to dig a little bit more into it, but that's really weird to see that. You almost really see that. I think I remember them talking about like splitting into a different, like a small part of the new division or something too. That might have something to do with it. Let's see. Was there any other interesting earnings today that we missed? Yum China. Assurance as well. Assurance is an insurance company, mobile phones and things like that. Yum China is KFC, Pizza Hut in international, and Taco Bell for overseas. Revenue grew 1%. Full year total revenue grew 19% with operating profit of 1.39 billion. Accelerate expansion plans with record opening of 1,806 stores. 1,200 net new stores in 2021. Dude, they're opening stores all over the place in Asia. Talk about growth. This company is super growth here. Says they held some 28% equity interest in some Hangzhou catering service company. KFC. Restaurant margin got weaker. Same store sales decrease. Oh wow, huge decrease in net income. They opened about 1,282 new stores last year. Pretty crazy. Oh, coming back to pre-COVID levels at $46. One might say this is an interesting investing area for long term. I might have to look a little bit more deeper into this. Sales is getting a little weaker though. I like this company long-term investment, but the sales this surprised me a little bit over there. They come down a lot in terms of net income from the COVID hit. They took a beating from that. Holy smokes. What else? What other earnings do we have today? Oh, somebody asked about Peloton earlier this morning, right? Let's take a look at that. So Peloton actually posted their earnings this morning instead of after hours when we all thought it was gonna be. Scam! Scam us, yo. Peloton. Here we go. Here we go. Peloton earnings per share is negative $1.39 as opposed to $1.20. Sales is 1.13 billion as opposed to 1.15. A huge miss. Compared to last year in earnings, this was an 872% decrease. In terms of sales, it was a 6.47% increase. So huge decrease there. One of the companies that's holding them says that one of the significant shareholders, they send a presentation, outlining the need for immediate change and how much they should sell it for, and blah blah blah, and things like that. So let me see if we can find it here. A call for action. Peloton point 1 executive summary. Peloton's attractive business. Peloton's underperformance. Grossly mismanaged. Accountability and alignment. The board should immediately put Peloton up for sales. Take a look. Cool background. You can see the total revenue declining too. Shareholder returns negative 76%. They're like, dang, what are you doing to me? Peloton is the worst out of all NASDAQ 300 companies. Peloton's 2021 shareholder returns of negative 76% was the worst of any company in the NASDAQ 300. Loss of credibility, management qualifications. Potential acquirers could include media and content, which would be Disney, Viacom, and Comcast. I don't really see Viacom doing it. Technology and device companies would be, Apple, Amazon, and Google. Sporting goods would be Adidas, Lululemon, and Nike. Online subscriptions would be Netflix, Spotify, and SiriusXM. SiriusXM, bro, I don't think so, man. What are you smoking? SiriusXM is like a small company. They can't acquire Peloton. Now I know these guys are just pulling stuff out of their ass. Scam. I don't think Lululemon could like it would seem cool actually if Lululemon does acquire them, but I actually don't think Lululemon could do it because Lululemon already has like a device, Lulu workout device. I think they have like the smart mirror or something. Yeah, right? Do they? Yeah, they already have $1,300 mirror. So and they just like they blew money behind that last year. So I don't really see them like blowing more money buying something else. This is extremely difficult for competitors to replicate the business model, technological innovations, and community supporters. I don't know how true that is. The subscriber growth has been good. Connected fitness subscribers. That's the only good thing for them. Total workout they peak a lot. I think that's their best selling point. Their subscribers, but they also been spending a lot of money on that too. So there was a give and take. They blew a lot of money on the subscribers acquisition. They said that they're expecting Peloton to be worth substantially more than its current stock price using revenue multiples. They're expecting like $57+ or even $60 based on these revenue multiples. But that's like assuming Peloton to continue to keep growing, which they're actually like almost doing the opposite in terms of revenue growth. They aren't substantially growing like 3 to 4x. We think we're playing chess where others are, to be honest, aren't even playing checker. Oh man. That's it. Stealing this. We're stealing this. We're stealing this. Ah. I don't know why they keep comparing themselves to this 1 year return to all these other indexes and things like that. Lack of qualification. Yo, so they just put a quote from the CEO before. Then right being scared about your capability and qualifications, poor decision making, lost credibility. I mean, yeah, it was bound for the guy to get fired. Oh my god, look at this. They put the attack on this guy. They say Foley on Foley. I think I'm not a very good manager, quote unquote. I interview almost nobody, quote unquote. Time interview. Yo. Is there anything about being a CEO that you don't like that you like to delegate? The CEOs with finance. Our CFO does 99% of the finance. I engage because I want to know how we're doing, but to say I don't add value to our operations, understatement. You can also say the same with technology. Our CTO doesn't get any help from me. I'll go sometimes months without talking to our CTO, which as a CEO of a tech company, that's kind of rare. Ah. How would your colleagues and your co-founder describe your strength as a manager? He's like, I'm not sure. They would probably say I have many strengths at all. I'm not sure they would say I have many strengths at all. It's like this is like a meme at this point, man. This is a freaking meme at this point. This is a pretty funny. This is a pretty funny. Poor decision making, inconsistent go-to-market strategy. What's the optimal price point? $1,000? They asked, and he's like, I don't know. Management does not have a well-informed pricing strategy and continue to allocate on pricing strategy, confusing the market and harming shareholders. Yo, they probably like go through like hours of interview just to like catch him saying the wrong thing. I mean, like dude could just even be joking and they would like blow it out of proportion. Poor decision making, inability to forecast demand. The actual hardware sales are incredibly predictable. It's a beautiful business. Foley insists demand would only ever increase. Foley massively increased production capacity in 2020, building inventory. In 2021, he says, we have increased the manufacturing capacity by 6x, which is pretty Herculean, but we're definitely not going to stop there. We bought Procore. We're going to be investing in US manufacturing. But then demand slow, and Foley noted at the same February conference, we're now making more bikes and treadmills than we're selling. One employee says that warehouse resembles jigsaw puzzles with employee trying to figure out where to stuff another bike. Peloton has now been forced to mouthball production. I mean, no shit. You know, it was like one of the top demand products out there. they you know, at the end of 2020, they couldn't meet the demand, right? They literally had so much demand, so much backlog, they couldn't meet it. They were like, yo, we had so much demand till like 2023, boys, or 2022 or something, right? But then they kill babies, you know. Peloton killed some babies, and that was it. People canceled their order, and it went from everybody's got to get this product to like everybody hating on this product on Instagram. So I don't think he was really bad at forecasting demand. I think they actually did their best they could, you know, and they took a bold initiative in maxing out the capacity, but just bad press just caught them. Like honestly, if bad things didn't happen to this company, they would have been ahead of this whole supply chain issue. This is where they got in This is where they got in trouble when the child died, um, involving the Peloton treadmill. They denied it, man. They like, you know, they thought they were too popular, and they were just too good to get taken out by bad press, and things turned around real quick there. I would think that's a poor decision on his part for sure. What is this poke here? Looking at this company that they bought up. They bought out another treadmill company. Probably for the facilities too. Invested 400 million to develop 1 million square feet of production capacity. I mean, this attack on the CEO is so bad. It's like, do people really want to buy the company after you saying all these horrible things? I think it's kind of unfair to compare against these guys because some of these are bigger companies. He's put his wife in charge of the apparel business. Apparel penetration into our member base is so low. How do we drive more revenue from our existing member base? Huh. Dude was smart, yo. He was mad smart. Look at him. He keeps selling. He keeps selling. The guy was just selling the tops. He kept selling, 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 selling. He was selling for a long time. Mad smart, yo. Genius. And they call him a bozo. Nah, they made this capital raise. That was a smart raise. Man, this is a headpiece. This piece is kind of funny. Let me move to the summary. This is getting too long. Conclusion. Fire them. Fire CEO. Fire CFO. When? Right now. Run strategic alternative process. Well, no, they did the capital raise like late last year when the company started going downhill, which is a smart move on the company side because if you do a capital raise while the company still has reasonable price, that's a good area, right? To unload into other people. Like a lot of biotechs and like vaccine companies do that. Even like look at like Pfizer. I think Moderna did a little bit of that. Gilead did some of that as well. You know, when hype is in, that's when you want to do more capital raise, lock in more money for the company. It's essentially a scam. It's like share offering, right? But it like kills the company's stock price when they do things like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a scam. It's definitely a scam. Definitely a very, very big scam. But it's reasonable for the company to do. You know. Hey, what's up, Jay? What's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you, man. I was thinking about you the other day. How you doing, man? Let's take a look at Google real quick. Oh, XPO started moving up from that 65 price point area. Moved up the dollar already. So Google has been selling off. Let me see if it filled that gap. Yes, it did fill the gap. Wow. So, Google had announced that stock split, had a huge gap up, moved over here, and it's been coming back down. We're finding some support here. It filled the gap as well, briefly. So I feel like if there was a time to recover, this would be it, man. This would be it. Because they fill that gap over here, that a lot of people are looking for. So we might potentially see that recovery here. Might be a good area to go long on Google. That's assuming market doesn't like fall under for us, right? So on the half day chart, it's looking pretty good. It's a little bit oversold. On the daily chart, it looks like it could go further. Like, of course, the ideal area would be if it comes back to this double bottom range around 24,000-25,000. However, I'm not sure if we're gonna get that. Hard to really say. Yeah, look for the gap area. Look for the gap fill area that I was talking about. If you wanted to get in, I think this is a really good gap fill area, the 2754 at that range. I'm not sure if you get another opportunity like that. Probably would, man. You probably could get another opportunity. The market's been a lot of up and downs. Let me see how much these options are. Google's merger is in July, right? It's coming back down to this $2,700 price times 1.2, 32.40. Oh wow. Huh. So when I initially looked at this opportunity, it was like there was no opportunity to make money from that gap up. But now if they have the stock split run and they have a 20% run to like $3,200 range, if that happens anywhere between July to June, you could potentially make anywhere from 200 to 300% or 200 to 400%, risking about $2,300 and making about 10,000. Pretty interesting here. That's a food for thought. For those of you guys that want to participate in the split, that's gonna happen in July. Typically on a good split, it run 20%, but the market has been really, really bad. So we haven't, really seen the run yet. So surprisingly, we got a nice pullback. I mean, Tesla gave us this pullback too during the stock split announcement as well. So, who's to say this is not the same opportunity, right? So Tesla announced the stock split on July 22nd, 2020. And then it came back down below the announcement price, which was a surprise to everybody. And then once it came below that price, it was like pew 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 pew, ran like crazy. So it went from $277 to $500. So fortune favors the bull. If you guys, want to be risky dicky, this would be the area. This would be the area. I'm not saying go risk your whole portfolio, but this is a good area to take some long dated positions. Good luck on that. I'm gonna end the stream here today. Be back here tomorrow. We'll take a look at some of the other earnings from CVS, Walt Disney. Oh yeah, somebody asked how we feel about CVS. I don't think CVS is gonna do that great because pandemic is coming to an end, so I feel like it was a pandemic play, and they might not make as much money as before. I don't know. I mean, it depends. Are they? It really depends on how much vaccine they're pushing out for CVS during the last quarter, but I won't suspect that much. The other interesting thing tomorrow was see Camco, which is a CCJ. They are a uranium mining company, so that could be pretty interesting. Honda in tomorrow morning as well. And then after hour, we got a lot of interesting ones. We got Walt Disney, Uber, Twilio, Zanga, but Zanga is being acquired. Mattel, Sonos, MGM Resorts, iRobot. Expect big volatility from iRobot. So we'll see. We'll see how those do tomorrow. Thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out. And take care. Have a good night.